In this lecture, we will see the application of Kirchhoff law to Wheatstone bridge in order to identify an expression to calculate the unknown resistance. For that purpose, first we will find an expression for the condition for the balance of the bridge. That will give us an idea to find out the unknown resistance. Okay, so application of Kirchhoff's laws to Wheatstone's bridge. Okay, Wheatstone bridge or Wheatstone's network. So that application of Kirchhoff laws to Wheatstone's network. First, let us draw an Wheatstone bridge. It consisting of 4 resistors . Okay, we can denote these 4 resistance as P, Q, R, S, and a galvanometer will be collected between these 2 points. It is galvanometer G, and then a battery will be connected between these 2 points. Then you can denote this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is battery E. So that from the battery current I is flowing into that. Here the current I1 is flowing through this path. I minus I1 is flowing. Then so that current is flowing in this way. Then here the current I is flowing. At node it is divided into 2 paths. Through galvanometer current Ig is flowing. Now at D there are 2 paths through which current is coming in and which is equal to the current coming out of that point D, which is equal to I minus I1 plus Ig. Then through B to C it is equal to the I1 is the current coming in and Ig is the current flowing through this line, so that it becomes I minus I1 is the current which is flowing through this, and this is the current flowing through this. So this is our primary consideration for Wheatstone's bridge and the current flow. Now we are applying Kirchhoff's voltage law at A, B, D, A. So Kirchhoff's voltage law for the loop A, B, D, A. What is that? I1P plus what is the resistance at galvanometer that we have denoted as G. So G is the resistance. So Ig times G. So the loop is going in this direction and the current direction is A to D, so loop direction is D to A, so that it is opposite put minus sign, I minus I1 R that is equal to 0. This is equation number 1. Then now we can expand this. I1P plus IgG minus I1R plus minus IR plus I1R which is equal to 0. You can take I1 common out, so that P plus R multiplied by I1 plus G times Ig which is equal to IR. This is equation number 1. Okay. Then again we can apply Kirchhoff's voltage law for the loop, this one, that is B2D D2C C2B, B D C B. If you write that, we can write G times Ig, that is the current flowing from B to D. Then at D, another current joining from A, so that is going towards D to C, so that plus I minus I1 plus Ig times S, then minus, because here the direction is opposite to that of the current is flowing this direction, loop is going this direction, so this becomes I minus, now this is I1 minus Ig, okay, so that it is I1 minus Ig times Q that is equal to 0. And then we can expand this. G time Ig plus Is minus I1s plus Igs minus I1Q plus Igq that is equal to 0. From this we can write like this, that is here there is a Q, here Ig minus I1Q, and where is Ig? There is an Ig here, there is an Ig here, there is an Ic here, Ig. If you want to take Ig out, G plus S plus Q, G plus S plus Q, Ig minus, where is I1? This is I1, this is I1, so that S plus Q, I1 which is equal to minus Is. Now if you want to make it this as plus, what we can do, multiply entire equation by minus, so that S plus Q I1 minus G plus S plus Q Ig which is equal to Is. This is equation number 2, right? Got it? Now multiply equation 1 with Q plus S. Multiply equation 1 with Q plus S. So this is equation 1. I'll write it as P plus R multiplied by q plus s I1 plus q plus s g times ig, which is equal to q plus s times IR. This is equation number 3. Then take equation number 2, this equation, and multiply it with p plus r. Multiply it with p plus r. So that s plus q multiplied by p plus r I1 minus s plus minus g plus s plus q into p plus r times ig, that is equal to, it is is, so p plus r into is. This is equation number 4. Now subtract equation 3 from equation 4. Subtract equation 3 from equation 4. What is that? This equation. S plus q p plus r I1 minus g plus s plus q times p plus r multiplied by ig, okay, minus p plus r q plus s from this equation into I1 minus q plus s gig, which is equal to p plus r is minus q plus s ir. So this one, s plus q plus into p plus r multiplied by 1, and here this and this will cancel out each other. So what we are having, minus g plus s plus q p plus r into ig, which is equal to into ig minus q plus s gig, which is equal to p plus r into is minus q plus s into ir. So this is the part remaining. And if you want to make it left hand side positive, we can multiply the entire equation by plus. So this becomes, if you do that, this become plus, this become plus, and this equation, this become plus, this become minus. In that way, if you want to make it everything is plus, then you can rewrite this equation for ig. For that, we can take ig as common. So g plus s plus q into p plus r plus q plus s into g into ig, which is equal to this right hand side. Now we have to simplify this by multiplying it into inside. you can put like this: Q plus S IR okay minus P plus R IS. This you can write, which is equal to Q plus S IR minus P plus R IS. Now what we can do is we can write this equation as PG plus PS, not like that. You can write P plus R into G plus P plus R into S plus P plus R into Q, then plus Q plus S into G multiplied by IG. This side you take I common out, so Q plus S R minus P plus R S multiplied by I. Then you can bring in RQ plus RS minus SP minus SR into I. So RS and SR will common out. It becomes RQ minus SP multiplied by on right hand side. That side. Okay. This side, here there is a G, here there is a G. So if you take G common, what is that? If you take G common, then P plus R, Q plus S. This and this. Then if you take plus P plus R as common in this, what is remaining? Q plus S, right? That is equal to RQ minus SP is equal to I. So here multiplied by IG is there. Now we need to rewrite this equation for IG. So that IG, which is equal to RQ minus SP into I divided by G into P plus R plus Q plus S plus P plus R Q plus S. So this is the equation for IG. Okay, but if this network should be balanced, that is, if the left hand side and right hand side is equal, then the galvanometer shows 0. When the current flowing this galvanometer is 0, then both sides will be balanced, right? In that case, IG becomes 0. So here IG becomes 0. If IG becomes 0, then if you bring this denominator to the left hand side, that too becomes 0. So that what will happen? RQ minus SP multiplied by I is equal to 0. So that we can write RQ minus SP into I is equal to 0. So that you can write RQ minus SP also 0 if you bring the I to the right hand side. Then you can bring SP to right hand side, it becomes plus SP. Then you can bring the S here, R divided by S, Q to the right hand side, P divided to the Q. So that if R by S and P by Q, R by S and P by Q which are equal, then IG is equal to 0, that is that the bridge is balanced. In this case, if you using this equation, if one resistance is unknown, that is suppose S is equal to unknown, then what we can do that we need an equation for S. So that R by S which is equal to P by Q, but I want S, so that you can bring this equation here. So R which is equal to SP by Q, but I want S, so that I can write S which is equal to RQ by P. In that way I can find out any one of the unknown resistance from this Wheatstone network. So this is the application of Kirchhoff law. Once again let me repeat, we have the setup for that, and you have to write the equation for this loop, that is equation number 1. Then you have to write the equation for this loop, that is equation number 2. Then you have to multiply the equation number 1 with Q plus S. Then if you have to multiply the equation number 2 with S plus R, and this will give you equation number 3, and this will give you equation number 4. Subtract the equation 3 from 4, you will end up here. Then what you have to do is you have to multiply P plus R into each term, this only. Then don't do anything for this term, keep as it is. Then go to right hand side, you take out I outside, then you bring R into this and you bring S into this. You can strike out common, remaining is this. This side, if you multiply P plus R with every term, then you have this expression in which you can take you can take GS common, so that we can take GS common, remaining is P plus R plus Q plus S, that you have to include. Then in this you take P plus R is common, so that we will have S plus Q equal to S plus Q is remaining. The entire thing is multiplied by IG. Now you can rewrite this equation for IG, and this Wheatstone bridge is balanced when the current flow through the galvanometer is 0, so that IG should be 0. If you apply IG is equal to 0 by assuming that this bridge is balanced, we have this equation, that is this side will be 0, and if you bring the denominator to the left hand side, then the numerator is equal to 0, that we have written here numerator is equal to 0, so that we can end up with R by S which is equal to P by Q. So this is the condition for balance of the bridge. When the ratio between the R by S is equal to P by Q, then under this condition this bridge will be balanced. So this is about the application of Kirchhoff law to the Wheatstone bridge. Then in the next lecture we will see the sensitivity of the Wheatstone bridge or Wheatstone network. Thank you. See you then in the next lecture. Until then, bye bye.